Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to our trading room. I'll wait more 1 or 2 minutes, and we're gonna start very soon. Meanwhile, I would like to see and hear if you can all hear and see my screen well enough. So just give me a sign on the chat box. Yep, thank you. Excellent. Okay, thank you. So we're gonna start in 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the 5ers trading room. My name is Sneer, and I will broadcast this trading room for today. Since it's Monday and it's the beginning of the trading week, we will take some of the time for analyze the upcoming days also, and of course we will, as usual, keep look for intraday opportunities. If we will find some, we will do it together. And okay, I just would like to remind you all that if you want to set a meeting with our portfolio analyst Saul and talk about your trading and analyze your performance with him, you are more than welcome to do it through the dashboard. On the left menu, you will find a portfolio analyst and you can schedule a meeting with him. Okay. All right, so let's start. Of course, you can all, you are more than welcome to write down on the chat if you have any preferred pairs that you want to analyze, if you have any comments. Just to remind you, if you are curious and just want to analyze and talk about some other assets beside Forex pairs, we can do it also. Okay, so let's start. And if you want to analyze some other pairs, just write it down on the chat, and I'll do it after. Okay, I'll start with the New Zealand against the dollar. It's the Kiwi and the dollar. And as you can see, the chart is a 5-minute chart. I opened a buy positions about half an hour ago. At this point here, after the price create this rally, it's not the perfect demand that usually I look for, but that technical correction seems like a drop down in order to keep and continue the uptrend. And that's the reason I open here by position. Also, from at the moment, it looks like the price um, gonna visit lower levels, maybe this one. In 1 minute, you will see it more clear, right? This level. That seems more like a demand level. That's more. It seems like more the picture we're looking for when we're looking for demand or supply levels. So that's the reason I set the stop loss just below this level. And as you can see, this one doesn't it not look perfect as this one. Uh, so hopefully the price will rise from that level, and if it go below and I'll suffer from drawdown, I hope this level will react, but we will keep following this one and get back to this later. We can continue analyze this pair because the reason I open a buy position here, it's I believe that the price in this uptrend tends to reach at least these levels. All right, this one maybe even the top. I set the take profit here and the stop loss here. And the risk reward ratio in this situation is not the best, but it's good enough. I think that at this time, a day before the election in the US, it became really difficult to find good and reliable opportunities. I do believe that we need to be much more careful until the effect of the election will go over. So for now, I found this opportunity only, and we'll take a look and see what happened. If we take a look on the higher time frame, let's start from the daily chart. Okay, we can see that the price creates the kind of combination of two patterns together. It's like double top here, but in order to accomplish this pattern, usually if we're already talking about patterns, it can consider a double top only after the price break down this level, okay, between two of them, between the two highs. So for now, it's kind of a double top, but if we take, I'll take this out, you'll see it much better. And now, okay. But if you take a close look, you'll see that the price also create, it's like a pattern inside pattern. The price also create something that looks like a head and shoulders pattern. That seems like the left shoulder here, right? All this area. That seems like the head. If we include this double top, all this as a head, and it seems like the price just react exactly to the same level as the left shoulder, and it's probably the reason is a supply level that probably sitting here somewhere, and we don't see it on the daily chart, but I'm sure that is the reason. And you can see the reaction. So it seems like the price is about to complete a head and shoulders pattern. It didn't complete yet, but seems like the price on his way. I think I would say that the pattern will be completed after the price will reach that levels below here. Then we will see the complete pattern. And of course, if the price will break down this what's called neckline, okay, if that happened, then it's another confirmation that this uptrend, as you can see in this daily chart, all this has ended and switched to be a bearish, a downtrend, okay? And if that happened, it indicates that the price most likely on its way to reach at least the next available demand that on the daily chart seems like this level. This is the exact picture that we are looking for to define demand and supply. A few and small candles that moving aside in a very tight range, and then the price jump and run away from that level. Okay, let's take the look on the 4H time frame. Well, I would say that the conclusion will be the same. This is the 1H, and then we just get inside the lower time frame, and we already talk about the lower time frame. Okay, so I think we will continue to the next asset. We will come back to this pair later to check out the position I'm already in. Okay, so let's start with the euro against the dollar, and as I say, it's at times that it's really difficult to find good and reliable opportunities. This is the 4H time frame. Okay, and I think it's the same levels as it was. I'll first of all delete all the irrelevant lines. I'll just do it like this. This is the 4H time frame. So the next level to look for a sell position, if I was a swing or a long-term trader, is the supply here above. This is how it looks in this 4H time frame. All right, and let's go back to the daily chart, because here below we have this demand that we can see on the daily chart. Okay, and this is the 1 hour chart. If we want to be more accurate in this 1 hour time frame, you can see I will set the line here even. And this is a level that I believe I will consider to enter a sell position on the first touch of this level. On the first touch of the price, I will sell here. All right, the stop loss just a bit above. And it seems like a good supply, to continue this downtrend. Back to the 4H time frame, and let's see what we have on the left and below. This is the line that we just set from the picture we got on the daily chart. On the 4H time frame, you can see it better. Okay, so that's what we have. I would consider all this as a demand level, because also here we have this one that also seems like a level that the price almost touched, but not. I do believe that we will see some reaction from that level if the price reach there. For now, the price still far away from that level, but I believe that we will see reaction in this level. All this level that we just marked here, all this level, it can be a target also for any sell position if you find a good reason to sell at the levels that the price just now. As a swing and long-term traders, that can be a great target for any sell position. So it's not only a great level to look for a buy position, but also a great level, of course, to close a sell position if you in. Of course, if the price reach there. And okay. Someone asked that if I would consider where price is now is a demand level on 4H time frame. Let's take a look. Where the price is now is, I wouldn't say that I don't expect from some reaction there. You already see the reaction here. Let's make it more visible. All right. So we already see the reaction in this level, but it was a few hours ago, right? That's the first reaction when the price got there. This is what we got, only 30 pips. It's also something. But it seems like a demand, not the best one, since I do think this demand, where the price now, it's a kind of reaction for this one here on the left. This is the original movement. And what we see here, it's a reaction, for this one. Okay? So this is the original demand. This is the reaction. Also, the price with this reaction, it seems like the price create another demand, maybe smaller one. Okay, but the massive movement, it's here on the left, as you can see. All right. So this is reaction. So I would say it's kind of demand slash support. It's not the perfect one, but it's definitely one that I would expect for some reaction. And there is the reaction here. Okay. So let's say that I wouldn't use this demand as a demand for a buy position on the first touch, but I would keep my eyes open and look for a confirmation, maybe from the lower time frame, maybe for this 15-minute or maybe from the 5-minute chart. And for now, I still don't see this confirmation, okay? Because the price, even the price didn't succeed to break out even the last high here that we have in this downtrend in the lower time frame picture, okay? So even on the lower time frame, I don't see the confirmation now that we are getting inside a bullish momentum. That's what I think, at least for the euro dollar. I hope it answers your question. Okay, so let's take a look on the 1H time frame and go to the left. This is the level that we just marked before. Sorry, I need to include all this. Okay, we can see this demand here. We can see this one here. In the daily chart, all these levels seem like a small demand level. So there are a few ways to react with if the price reach that level. One is to buy on the first touch here and put the stop loss just below. And as you can see, the amount of pips, it's about 100 pips. And in this case, of course, we will open a smaller position than the usual. And just to remind you, my suggestion, and from my experience, always risk the same amount of dollar in every trade. It doesn't matter if you risk 20, 10, 15, or 100 pips. Make sure that you risk the same amount of dollar every position. Yeah, only my suggestion. So one of the options is to buy here on the first touch and set the stop loss below this level. The second option is to take the chance and maybe to catch the price lower, even here, maybe. Okay, then if the price reach that level and you buy here, your risk reward ratio is much better. You risk less and the potential is much higher. All right, but you can also miss that opportunity if the price react to this level and run away. So there is a risk, there is advantage and disadvantage in the situation. The third option is to let the price get this level and look for the confirmation from the lower time frame and try to explain to make sure you understand what I mean. But every time I say look for the confirmation from the lower time frame, if the price reach that level, I guess you all agree with me that the price will be bearish in the 5 minutes and 15 minutes charts in the lower time frame. It must be, otherwise the price won't reach that level. And when I say look for the confirmation, is to look if the price change the momentum from the lower time frame, from the 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Okay, let's, for example, if the price reach that level in this 5 or 15 minute chart, you will see that the price creates every time lower highs and lower lows. Okay, a good confirmation is that if the price reach that level, we will take a look on the 5 and 15 minute chart and mark the last high of the price and see if the price breaking out this high and create a higher high. All right, that will give us an indication that the momentum, at least on the lower time frame, change from bearish to bullish. Then we can look for a demand in this lower time frame and any good reason and the exact level where to buy. So that's what I mean. So this is the three options we can react in this level. Okay, back to the daily chart. That's how it looks on the daily chart. So this is the euro dollar. Let's continue with some other pairs. This is where the price now. Okay, let's see what's going with the pound against the dollar. I'll start with the higher time frame. And as you can see, the price just create here a demand in about a week or 2 weeks ago, all this level. You can see the rally. Then the price reached some supply here from the left. Now you can see the reaction. And it seems like the price really dig deep inside to this demand. And it seems the price is about to break out this last demand, all right, to break down. Not yet, but at least it seems like this. And if that happened, by the way, I think we should look for a sell position, and the target can be this demand here. For those who want to take it further, maybe these levels also. All right. So this is the daily chart. let's go to the 4H to see if we have a different conclusion. You can see that the price here react to this supply. You can see this few and small candles, and then the drop. This is the highest level of this supply level. The price almost broke out this level, but not, as you can see here. And this is the reaction. I think a good level to close this position is this demand. When the price reach this demand here, I think I would close this position already. But as you can see, the price still moves down, still dig deep inside. And this is the daily chart, sorry, the 1 hour chart. If the price will, sorry, 15 minutes, this is what I want to see. This is the reaction of this gap, I think. Okay, a gap as this one is most of the time is also describe a supply and demand level, mostly. Okay, imagine that there is a, what is a gap actually? Imagine that here you can see a one big red candle from the beginning to the end. All the candle is body, all right, with no tweaks. So you'll have a picture of supply here above at these levels. Okay. The price was close to this level, but not. I still believe that if the price reached that level here, we will see some reaction from this level. So it's a good level to look for, maybe in kind of an intraday sell position, or scalping, maybe something very short. Okay. Back to the H1, we don't see any other explanation for this, and this the 4H. I think we cover all the options available in this pair. ES, you mean ESU? Yes, this one, it should be, as you can see, but it's not available. It's the, if I'm not wrong, it's the SPX500. Yep. Am I right? I think it should be that's the name of the mini CFDs for the SPX500. I can still analyze this. If it's the SPX500, the index, the US index, and you want me to analyze this, let me know. We can do it. I have a different chart also. Okay, Neil. Okay. So let's continue from now with the US dollar against the yen. Okay. That's the US dollar against the yen. I'll start with the 4H time frame. And as you can see, these low levels. No, Neil, I just said at the beginning that although we indices are not, and commodities are not allowed to trade in the 5ers, we can still analyze them and learn and talk about them in the trading room. But our program doesn't change. We still allow only FX majors and cross majors. All right. Okay. Thank you. Let me know if you want to analyze the SPX 500. Okay. So this is the US dollar against the yen. And as you can see, the reaction here is the reason from the left. Okay. And you can see it here. Now the price just reached those levels. Let's see how it looks on the 1H time frame. Up. This is the supply. You can see how accurate the price was. This rally, and this base with the two candles, and then the drop, and then the price continue to drop and continue. So this is the fair touch for this supply. And that's the reason we see in this reaction. Okay. And for now, I don't see in this 1 hour chart, I don't see a good reason to buy or to sell. Just to remind you, a good reason, it's a level that seems like this, or maybe this one, because they are just one below the other. So, and also here we might see a reaction, but if we want to take a closer look at these levels here, let's go to the 15-minute chart and just roll back. All right, and this is how it looks. So here at this level, I will definitely consider to sell as on the first touch. Okay, I will risk all this level because just above you see this also, it seems like difficult level. So I'm ready to risk all these levels. Above this, we have this. All right. Also here, I'm ready to risk all this level. And above, we have this one. This is the top. This is the source of all this downtrend. Okay. In many times, and I mean, not mostly, but it happened a lot that after this, after a significant trend, and then the price changed the momentum, you'll see many times that the price tends to reach the source of the movement. In this case is this one. But we have this one in the middle and this one as a good potential levels for sell position. In each one of them, I'll sell even on the first touch, but I will consider this more risky, and I will always remind myself that the price might tend to reach higher. So that means that even if I sell here and here, I will roll my stop loss on the first opportunity I found. Okay. All right. In this level, I will let the price more room for reaction. Okay. So this is the 15-minute chart. This is where are we now? I don't see any great opportunity for now to sell or to buy. If I go to the 5-minute chart, and this is not a great supply, and here we don't see any great demand. Maybe here, if I was a scalper or intraday trader, I think I would consider to buy here on the first touch and risk this level. Right? It seems like there are massive buy orders, unfilled buy orders waiting here. So I think if the price will dig a bit lower from the last low, I'll open a buy position. But let's see, we can keep following this one. All right, so this is the dollar against the Japanese yen. On the daily chart, as you can see, I think nothing changed from the last time we analyzed this pair. So I'll continue for the next one. How much is percent risk from your account? Oh, I would suggest to risk, I never risk more than 1%. But depending on your situation, and I think it's very individual, but I would suggest to risk 1% and lower, not more than 1% in a trade. 1% for a trade, it's a lot. I think you can start with 0.5% in a trade, and try to find some opportunities that after you understand the price, and when you have good understanding of supply and demand, it's not only where to buy, it's give you the indication and the reason where to set the stop loss, which is usually below those levels, and it give you also the indication where to set the take profit. It's not always happen, but at least you have a reason and good reason to understand the price and predict the target and the movement. So try to find in opportunities that you risk, your risk reward ratio is at least 1 to 2. I mean, if this demand level that you buy now is 20 pips, and you risk this 20 pips because that's the demand level. So make sure you have at least 40 pips as a potential for the next supply that you believe that the price tends to reach there. So my suggestion is to risk not more than 0.5%, but more important, if you decide about 0.5% or 0.20, that's okay also. Just make sure that at least for a period of time, you will risk the same amount of money every trade. All right. In this way, you also can analyze your performance and get a more reliable picture about your performance and profitability. Okay. How much is percent? All right. So any other pairs you prefer to analyze? Okay. I'll choose one for now. I think the GB pound against the yen, it's almost the same as the pound dollar. A lot, I don't see any other picture. And as you can see, I think we discussed about this demand, Euro AUD. All right. I think we discussed about this demand, how the price almost touched this demand, if you remember, but you see the price got lower and dig very deep inside this demand, still didn't broke out this demand, as you can see here. That's the demand, this few 3 candles, maybe 4 here, and then the rally, whoop. So this is the reaction, right? For now, this is the daily chart, and this is, we've talked long time ago. You can see that's a classic situation, a great supply level, and the first touch is here, and you can see the reaction. Okay, so let's go to the euro against the AUD. Where is this came from? All right. Let's go back to the New Zealand and the Kiwi and the dollar, sorry. The position I still have open, as you can see, suffered from a small drawdown, but let's see. I do believe that the price in the end will reach these levels. Hopefully before we trigger my stop loss, but we'll take a look for this soon again. All right, the euro against the Aussie. Okay, let's start from the daily chart. Also, as you can see, to be honest, the price seems like really ranging, as you can see here. On the daily chart, I don't see any clear level. The last time we can point the mouse on a very good and clear level is this supply here. Okay. I think this is the first, or this is the first touch. And this rally already broke out this supply from the left and react immediately to the one above here. I think if we just take a look on the 4H time frame, you'd see this level is much better. Oh, sorry. Okay. I think was this level. This is the daily chart. And that's the reaction here. And above we have this level. So let's go there. Okay. What we saw on the daily chart is this one. And we saw a big red candle that seems like a great supply, but now when you take a look on this 4H time frame, it doesn't that perfect as it seems in the daily chart. You can see the candles are smaller than we thought. It doesn't look like a great supply. I do believe that the price will have some delay here and we will see some reaction, but it's not the perfect supply to trade. I think above this one we have this here. I'm almost sure that we will see some reaction here, and it's here. You see, below these two candles, the daily candles. Follow this one. This is a good level to sell. Okay. If the price reached there, but for now the price still far away. Let's go to the lower time frame, because on the higher time frame here, I don't see anything very interesting. So this is the daily, the 1H time frame. We do have a demand here at the bottom. This one seems like a great demand. I'll definitely buy here, maybe even on the first touch. Okay, roll my stop loss as soon as possible. So that's the next available demand. 15-minute chart. I will follow when the price reach that level. It's not a perfect demand, but maybe to look for a scalp position, maybe short, very short-term position, we can take the risk here and buy and risk this level. We can also follow the price when the price reach that level on the 1-minute chart and look for a confirmation from the 1-minute chart to see if the price changed the momentum on the lower time frame, the 1-minute chart. But that's really to look for a very short-term position. So that's all for the Euro AUD. Let's take it even higher. This is the weekly chart, and to be honest, the price is in a kind of a decision area. I mean, we have this rally and then this drop, and then the price reached this demand that we can see on the weekly chart, and now the price holding on all these levels you can see here, and we have two options. If the price breaking up, then we will see the price most likely on his way to the highest, to the last record that we see here on this chart. And if the price break down this level, we probably will see the price continue down to this level, this demand, because it's the next available one. Okay, all this area here and here and here and here, we don't see any fresh demand. We do had this one, but it's already checked, and check again, and this check again, and this check this one, and collect the orders, and this is this one, and again and again and again, and we have nothing until the price reach these levels. Okay, all right. AUD CAD. Can you have a look on Euro New Zealand? All right, let's take the Euro New Zealand and the AUD CAD. AUD CAD and Euro New Zealand. I'll start with the AUD CAD. Okay, here it is. All right. This is the weekly chart, and the weekly chart is a very long-term analysis. And the daily chart, we can see the price reach this low here, and it's probably a demand level that hiding between these two candles. We will check it in a minute in this in the 4H time frame. And let's take a look above. Okay, so we just change to the 4H time frame, and I want to put the line here because this is the lowest level, and I'm really curious to see what the reason for this reaction. And the reason is this demand. All right, I think that I would expect the price to dig lower in this demand, maybe here, but I can find the logic about this reaction. There is a demand level here. You can see the price run away from that level. That's the reason we have this here. Yes, we will take a look on the Euro New Zealand, Benjamin, in a 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, we'll just finish with the AUD and the Loonie. So that's the reason, and now the price really rise up. That's the reason for the reaction here. The supply level here probably that we can see better in the 1H time frame. All right, very high, this one. And also this one, it seems like kind of a reaction for this one. So really the price get really tight. All levels are checked. I will consider to buy if the price reach here. All right, you can see this demand. We had this demand that the price create. Check one, check two, then finally the price broke out this demand and continue down. So I do believe that the price tends to reach lower levels, which is this here. Okay, this is the this is the 15-minute chart, and this is the demand that we just marked by the 1H time frame. So I will consider to buy at this demand, where it's a very also it's a good level for scalpers or short-term traders, not more than this. So you really need to be careful with these levels. Okay, let's go back. And this 15-minute chart, you can see how this chart looks. I don't like these charts. So usually I don't really delay on this chart when it looks like this. Daily chart, we also talk about this. I really don't have a very clear level. The last time that we had a great opportunity of that level, I think we also discussed about this weeks ago. It's when the price created this supply, then we have the first touch here, and then we have this reaction. It took time, but you see the reaction. Okay, from that moment, I don't see any clear movement and clear supply or demand and good opportunity on this pair. Definitely not in the lower time frame and not even in this weekly chart. Okay, let's take a look on the euro against the Kiwi. All right. Where is the euro against the Kiwi? Here you are. All right. Okay, that's the weekly chart. If we already here, just let's see these things again. Demand, reaction. This is the first touch. Okay, and daily chart. This is what we have on this daily chart. All this support level, it's actually the reason is hiding here on the left. This is the original demand. Then we have the first touch, the second. Now we are on the third time visit this level. I do believe that in the end the price will break out this level, but it's only my I just believe. I don't have any good explanation for that, but it seems that the price always turned back to this level with more and more power. You can see how it happened here, then you can see it here. Now the price came back with a few big candles compared to the bullish candles. So it seems like it's going to happen, but it's not happened until it happened. All right, so this is the daily chart. Here above we see the reaction of this supply, which also in this daily chart seems like the last clear opportunity for a long-term or swing traders for this pair. So this is the reaction. And let's roll down to the 4H time frame. I don't see any clear opportunity in this 4H time frame. This is the 1H. The situation is the same. Maybe in this 15-minute chart, we had this supply. We see the reaction here. And this one is not exactly demand because it's a check of this level from the left. So it's what we saw on the 4H time frame. It's all support level here below. And to be honest, also for this pair, I don't see any clear opportunity. You are in a buy position. All right. I cannot give you any suggestion because I don't know the reason you enter and where your stop loss, and you're a swing term, long term trader. Anyway, if you are in a buy position, I think you should consider, if you are long-term traders, to set your stop loss below these levels. All right. Okay. All right. 1.755 is where the price now. So you just buy now, right? Okay. It's a risky, but it's a good area to look for a buy position. I'm not sure that I would just buy it now as a first touch, but if you already in, just set the stop loss below these levels. If the price break out this last high here, roll your stop loss on the first opportunity. All right, let's continue against the Kiwi, and you're more than welcome, Benjamin. And this is the Kiwi. This is the position I'm in. As you can see, nothing dramatic happened, and so I just still in this position, hopefully to see the price rise away from that level and run away from that level. Okay, I think just for now, before we end, let's take a look and make it more interesting. I think I also want you to see how supply demand works in other assets. So I'll take a few minutes to analyze the last for today, which is the SPX500. You can all see now. All right. And all right. So this is the XPX. It's the US index of the largest 500 companies. I'll start with the daily chart. Okay. And as you can see, you will see how supply demand works in any market. All right. So the price here on the daily chart, we can see here above, most likely that the price create some, you don't see the SPX chart, it's a, all right. Let me stop the sharing and share it again. Oh, now you will see it. All right. Just confirm that you can see it now. Yep, thank you. Okay, so this is the SPX, and it's the daily chart. And as you can see here above, the price created a supply level. If we take a look on the Forex time frame, we'll see it much better. And roll back, and this is right. All this area, oops, never mind. All this level, it's a great supply level. Back to the daily chart. Well, for those, you can see the price depends where you decided to enter the position. You might miss this position, as you can see here, with a few cents. But anyway, this is the reaction for this supply. And the conclusion is, if the price already reached that low, which is here, which is not a really significant level here to stop the bearish movement and throw the price back to be bullish. I do believe that if the price reached this level, we might see the price, and it seems like a bit like a compression here. You can see the price really get from that level to that level and create a new record every time. But see how it's gonna how it happened, very slowly, with a small candles with many tweaks below and above, and you can see how dramatic seems the dropped. Okay, much more powerful than this one. So I do believe that the price, if the price already reached that level, we might see the price continue down to this support here. Okay, so now we just need to look above and see if we find any supply level. which is here and here, I would take a risk in this level here. Okay. It seems like a great supply to sell, hopefully to reach the price for this target and maybe even lower. Okay. So this is where I will look for a sell position here on the first touch even here, and in the 1H time frame my conclusion will be the same. Also, the price now is on a difficult level to break out. A 15-minute chart. Just want to see how this level looks. It seems like a supply, but it's more reaction for what we see in here on the left. Sorry. All right, this one. You can see it, the reaction. And this is another reaction for all these levels. So let's say it like this. If I was an intraday trader or short-term scalper or anything like this, okay, this is where I would look for a buy position now, here on the first touch. Below this, I would look for another buy position here. Again, those levels relevant for short-term scalpers, intraday traders, okay? So this is two demand levels that I would take a risk in order to take some good intraday or short-term, very short-term position. Okay, and on the daily chart and on the 4H time frame, only here above. Okay, and that can be the target. This time, specifically in the next 1, 2, 3 days, I think we should be much more careful. We can never know what will be the reaction of the large institute that usually they move the market. So we can never know what will be the reaction of them, if Biden will win the election or if Trump will win the election. No one of us can know this result. So it's not that supply and demand, it's not reliable and it's not working. It's just when significant news, or like in this case, it's election, when it just happened, the price create a new supply and demand. And by the way, and on the way, the price breaking out an old supply and demand. So the price always create new levels. Otherwise, we would just move from the same supply to the same demand all over the years. Okay, so just be more careful this time. If you already in positions, roll your stop loss as soon as possible. And that's all. Thank you for joining us. I wish you all a very successful trading week, and see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and bye-bye.